So that's really what I wanted to share with you. Was there any questions?
What do you play?
Keyboards. I used to. I'm trying to learn how to play one-handed. Can't really key with the left hand anymore, but finding ways to do it. Can I? Yes.
I have an iPhone, and
okay.
Thank you for pointing out tons of apps I hadn't tried, which is really cool. There's an app, though, that you didn't mention that you might want to know about that is cool. It's free. It's called iChemo Diary, and it's a way to just keep track of your chemo treatments, and you can put in when you're taking medication, and then any anti-nausea medication you're taking, and then you can also track how you feel, if you're nauseous, if you break out in a rash or whatever, and then you're able to click a button and email it to your doctor or nurse or whatever if they need updates to your status.
That's great.
And that's it's free because it's sponsored by Merck.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can find out there if you really dig through that app store. My wife doesn't like me digging for too long, huh? She's always, get off that iPhone. It's like attached to me. That's another good suggestion. There's a lot of things you can find out there and use this to your advantage. So yeah, that's a good example. Thanks for the heads up on that.
So you can get the internet on this also, right?
That's right.
Because I know, if people are having problems with the cost of medications, you can even Google up, patient assistance programs and the different drug companies. I mean, there's really a lot of stuff out there to help pay for some of your medications. I mean, it's pretty amazing how many are out there. A lot of them do depend on your income, but it's still it's not like really big. I mean, it's around 40,000 to 50,000, so it's certainly something that a lot of people can use.
Yeah, these are all connected to the internet, like the Walgreens application,
right.
And that's connected through the internet to their back office systems to fulfill prescriptions. And then, of course, you've got just the native internet where you can pull up the web browser and go to any website that you would from your desktop. Any other questions? Yes?
I have another comment too about apps. There's another one for developing like cognitive skills. That's what my neurologist has, Luminosity.
Yes.
My neurologist has me working on like math things because that's where my brain tumor was on math. Executive function.
Yes.
And it's good. It's like little games and
it's very good. I have one
there's
here.
Yeah, there's like a free trial thing, and then you can upgrade if you want to pay, or you can be a cheapo like me and just do the free thing. And then I had a question about putting a lot of your medical information on iPhone.
Good question.
How
Security.
safe or not? I mean, because I don't care who knows about my brain tumor,
right?
But I wouldn't want someone to hack into the Walgreens thing and start ordering my Kepper for them or something. I don't know the safety of it.
Yeah. The only issue that I see is, well, first of all, with like Walgreens and that, people can't just go in and order your prescriptions. It's their system that has to get hacked into, not your iPhone, because all the mechanisms to order prescriptions are in their system. And B, they would have to go pick up your prescriptions and impersonate you. Right.
And then the other stuff, like knowing too much information about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, anything that you send and receive and email, all that stuff, you've got to protect it and you've got to take precautions. With the iPhone, if you ever lose an iPhone, all you need to do is call your provider, AT&T, and they can actually do a remote wipe of the system. Yeah, so that's the best protection, and I also recommend that you also password protect it. A lot of people don't. They just want to, slide the bar and open it and not have to key in a password. And as much as a pain as it is, I recommend that you do alphanumeric special character. Make sure there's an ampersand or an @ sign or something like that, as well as a number and upper lowercase letter. So, yeah, that's a very good question. Security is important, especially with this kind of information. Then again, it just depends on, you know, I put my MRIs out there, but I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Look at my brain all you want.
yeah.
I have a brain tumor.
How much do they cost?
You can get them as cheap as, I think, $199 now. An iPod Touch, I think, 16. It's like the middle range with the mid-range space availability. Like $199, I think. $299 for the. I'm trying to remember, but I think the high-end model with 32 gigabytes of space, the iPhone, is $300. Something like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Price. I just want to tell everybody to really go check out Mark's blog. Write that down. Like I said, like he's saying, I mean, I go there a lot. It's a great source of information. You can get a lot of inspiration, and like you said, he's been keeping it up for 3 years. So just about every situation you can think of, or every possible thing that they can do to you, has been done to him. So it's a really good thing. I had the pleasure with working with Mark for a few years, and he was instrumental in helping me, because, you know, and a lot of you kind of had the same story where you get diagnosed one day in the emergency room, and they're already talking about surgeries next week and all these kind of things, and it's you're trying to learn stuff, you know. So he really was a great support for me, because he was the biggest expert on this subject and I've ever seen, you know, next to doctors, because, you know, he'd educated himself over the years, and, you know, but it's really, you should go there. It's great. So write it down if you don't.
Thanks for that, Steve. Yeah, we had, I'll just leave you with this, you know, every time you go through these things, these bumps in the road, recurrence or some issue, it always makes life's problems look so small, you know. Everything in the past that used to be a big deal just isn't a big deal, you know. Car gets stolen, oh well. You know, is that such a big deal anymore? Not really. There's a lot more bigger deals in life. And I still remember when this started happening with me. It was December of 2006, as I mentioned, and 2 weeks prior to my diagnosis, Rachel and I found out that we were expecting our second son. So, got that news 2 weeks later, was diagnosed, so her carrying our son went in lockstep with our wait-and-see approach to this brain tumor. So we're going through and getting MRIs. She's in a high-risk pregnancy, and we're doing ultrasounds all the time.
Wow.
And it just so happened, I mean, you can't write this stuff, it just so happened that I had a craniotomy. 2 weeks after my craniotomy, she woke up in the middle of the night and had a major issue, and I drove her to the hospital in the middle of the night on Percocet. Great day to drive. And our son, Keegan, who's now almost 3, was born by emergency C-section. So this was 2 weeks after my craniotomy. So I'm laying down in the guest bedroom, recovering from brain surgery on chemotherapy. Rachel's by herself, trying to deal with a crying baby, and we have 8 in our oldest one at home. It was utter chaos. It was huge trauma. So, you know, we all know that when you go through these things, it changes your perspective on life, and you know, every day is just a gift and a blessing. And I'm really glad I'm here tonight, and I really appreciate it.